Hello everyone, I'm Nini FC and this is Blue Line CV and welcome to the first match review of the new season. And what a way to start the new season, a 3-0 win over Huddersfield Town. A lot of people for some reason kept thinking that Huddersfield Town would be a very hard team to play against. You guys, if you saw my match review, I felt very confident. I actually went for 2-0. I went for a very safe scoreline, thinking that the team might struggle for chances, but of course they proved me wrong. And it was a very, very interesting game. I was making the point in the match review that, playing against Huddersfield Town is like a perfect test to really ascertain how well the system's going so far. They're a team that likes to play without possession. They like to defend very deep. They don't create chances. They like to work very hard to keep their shape on top of that. And I kind of feel that with us understanding and learning a new system, they're a great team to play against, to really learn how to really get better at the things we're doing. And again, the process is continuing. A lot of positives in this game, quite a lot of them. A few small things that weren't too perfect, but over time, over the next few games, they're definitely going to be much better in that regards. But you guys, it was a great performance, and starting with the lineup that we saw, and with the lineup, kind of interesting in the fact that there wasn't Hudson-Odoi. Now, I'm hearing rumours that he's carrying a small knock and injury. This is why he wasn't called up for the team. But other than that, it was a very similar lineup that we've seen beforehand. Instead of Hudson-Odoi playing, it was Willian on the left-hand side, PEDRO on the right-hand side as well, and that midfield of Barkley there as well too with Jorginho. Kante, of course, playing. Fabregas had an injury, you guys. Apologies for the match review. I made a very stupid mistake. I couldn't believe I forgot to put that in the video. But yeah, it was a very standard performance from that. Kepa making his debut. Just talking about Kepa straight away. With Kepa, really didn't have much to worry about. Very standard performance. At least he looked confident with the things he was doing. His first game playing for a new team in a new country, new teammates. Didn't make any silly mistakes. Was very confident and reassured with how he was playing. And yeah, it's great to see. And he's someone that's only going to get better. There were a few moments where he was playing some decent passes out from the back. And that's something that we can definitely look forward to compared to someone like Courtois. Courtois would regularly kick a ball out of play during a game. It's just not really a strong point in that, in that style of play. But with Kepa, I think that over time, it's going to be a very decent investment for the club. But yeah, starting with the game. And we started off pretty decently, I must say. Already, we were starting to control the game against Huddersfield Town. Huddersfield Town immediately told us how they'd be approaching this game, which wasn't really going to be a surprise whatsoever at all. But it wasn't the most perfect performance, you guys. I keep stressing the same point every single time. There's a process that's happening. They need to understand playing in a new system. You guys, we've got to treat Sarri very fairly. I mean, when Mourinho came during his first spell and his second spell, we all know that Mourinho likes to focus on the defensive aspect of the game. That's why we approach games from a much more counter-attacking point of view, because Mourinho wanted the team to understand what he expects from them when it comes to defending. With Conte as well was another similar situation. We didn't start playing football until the 3-4-3 did come, and it took him how many games to realise that a formation change was needed, and he tried about 4 different formations and systems just to find the right one. So it does take a lot of time. I honestly don't understand now why there's all this fake pressure being put on Sarri about the football, about needing time, about the boards not showing patience. I make this damn point every time. It's on Chelsea's website when we officially announced Sarri. Marina herself told you guys, and not you subs, but Chelsea fans in general, she told you guys to have patience and expect there to be a process too. So if the main woman is saying it herself, then I don't understand why people are thinking the Chelsea board are going to be very erratic. I mean, we didn't sign Sarri because of that. We signed Sarri for the long-term plan. So anytime you read any of these fake reports in the press or from these journalists, just ignore it. But of course, some things weren't perfect. Now, we were struggling to create some chances, especially during the first half. Morata was very isolated. I know a lot of people were criticising him. I thought his first half performance was better than the second half performance. And maybe that's because he didn't touch the ball that much in the first half, which really isn't saying much if you're being frank. But, we weren't really creating those opportunities from open play. As I kept noticing, guys like Aspi and Alonso, it was a very interesting game for them. With Aspi, you don't really see any of that adventurous spirit. He's not a guy that's going to get to the byline or attack the spaces. He does play a very support role. So that means that obviously he only gets forward when there is a player there ahead of him. I don't know. It was an okay performance from Aspie. I'm going to give him some more games playing as a right back before I can really ascertain just how well he can do in this position. With Marcos Alonso as well, again, he wasn't really tested. I think there's times where, yes, he is lacking pace. I think there were times where, yes, he could have really challenged to really get to the byline and make those overlapping runs, which you just don't really see. And maybe it could be a tactical instruction from Sarri, because he knows these guys don't really have the pace to play in these positions. But yeah, thank God the first goal came, and the first goal came from someone very unexpected, N'Golo Kante, a very reactive finish with his left foot. And fair play to him. How many times do you see efforts like this? Cast my mind back to when Iniacho had a rebound he could have got on the end to against Man United. He messed that up. So it was great by Kante. And of course, with the position Kante is playing in, it's kind of like a brawny midfielder role, defensive box-to-box midfield role. He's going to be in these positions more. So I personally think that Kante should set himself a target of a minimum of like 4 goals for this season. So he's got one more to come. And I thought his performance was very decent, I must say. I knew that it wouldn't take him long to get used to things. His passing, his distribution was crisp as well. And it was nice to see him have that confidence to get inside the box as well. When do you see Kante get inside the box? And the rare few times he does, the games against United and this game too, he does do something. So that was a credit to see. Not long after that, we do get the penalty. Now, that did come from Marcos Alonso. Now, during the time, I was critical of him not making the overlapping run. But again, I realised I'm only seeing the television cameras. I'm not there live. I can't see the position he was in. So it was intelligent play by Marcos Alonso to get inside the box when Pedro and William were out wide on the left. It was a nice little back heel from Barkley. I mean, the first decent forward pass he's played in how many games. And, Alonso, it was a great call by the referee to give the penalty. And Jorginho with those... With that skipping technique, and I'm just thinking, bro, come on, if you're gonna skip, do it with some conviction. Put your back into it. Let me see that lift in the air. And it's a very funny technique. I'm not gonna lie. I always find it really funny, and in a way, it's like even better to score like that because it's a complete piss take, So he took the penalty. Disappointing to not see Morata try and ask for it, but I mean, it's really just letting you know his mentality right now. I mean, this guy needs to score. He really does. I mean, this guy's like Kale when it comes to pressure. So it's really not too great for us so far. But, from then on, Huddersfield Town were trying to assert more pressure. They were getting a lot of opportunities from set pieces. We were giving away so many stupid, unnecessary fouls in our own half. Very close with an effort which came off the crossbar. But really, that was the closest they ever came towards our goal. Thank God the second half did come. And we started the second half much better than the first half. The passing was crisp. We were closing Huddersfield down. Of course, the context was different. Huddersfield Town 2 goals behind. It's the first game of the season. They need to give a good showing for the fans. So it's natural that they were going to put a bit more men forwards. But we really took control of the game easily in the second half. I was seeing that Sarri must have given some tactical instructions because I was seeing that Alonso pushing much more forwards in the final third, which is good to see. The midfielder on the ball more. We were keeping possession and circulating things. We weren't always forcing the pass at all times. That was really helping. And yeah, you guys, for me, the game really went to another level when Ruben Loftus-Cheek and Eden fucking Hazard came on. And I think with Ruben, whenever I see the guy play, I think number one, his first touch is just better than Barkley's. For example, how many times do you see Barkley lose the ball when he gets pressed and gets closed down? Doesn't happen with Ruben. The first touch is always on point. His football vision is very good. He understands the game as well. How many back heel passes was he playing? And the link-up play was much quicker and faster. And he was carrying the ball. I didn't see Barkley do that once throughout this entire game. Eden Hazard, now, this is when things went to an even bigger level when this guy came on. Barely played in pre-season. Good lord, you guys. For everyone that's talking about Sarri potentially using him up front, please get it out your head right now. I say this point way too many times. He's going to be the upgrade of Insigne. Insigne was like an inside forward and a playmaker. Had so much creative license. We saw that immediately with Eden Hazard. How many times was he collecting the ball out wide, cutting in? How many times was he receiving the ball centrally and in field? And just the dribbles, the drives towards Huddersfield Town. I mean, Pedro. Now, I've actually been looking forward for once, I've been looking forward to talking about Pedro. One of his best performances I've seen for a while now. Yes, He has some of his Pedro moments where, he does random things. There was one moment in particular that really got on my nerves. An easy, simple pass to play to Kante on the right-hand side, which he didn't even see, he completely missed. But his overall play today, the skills, the first touches, the link-up play, he didn't lose the ball that much as well. And I think that goal really summed up the improvement. And throughout the watch, I kept thinking to myself, are we seeing prime Pedro? Are we seeing Barcelona Pedro come back again? Obviously, with the way we're playing under Sarri, it's stylistically a bit similar. But Pedro looks completely different. I saw much more confidence and like this arrogance in his game, which was interesting to see. Now, you guys know I'm not the biggest fan of Pedro, but I'm always going to be objective. If you do good, I'm going to praise you just the same as if it's Eden Hazard or Ruben, etc., etc. And I think this guy was the man of the match today. I think he deserved it. That goal he scored, that brought back Barcelona memories. That little dinked effort to the bottom left side. I mean, it was a great performance by Pedro, and it's interesting to see, you guys. I mean, with Eden Hazard, the play became better. We were really forcing Huddersfield back in their own half even more. I mean, 3-0, you guys. The performance is very promising. I really feel that, personally, I need to see Ruben and Hazard against Arsenal. I can't see Barkley there. I can't expect him to do much. I thought Ruben, in the short amount of minutes he got, looked much more lethal in the final third compared to someone like Barkley, who, again, I feel he's just too conservative, too safe and too pedestrian. And I don't know, you need to expect more from a midfield player playing in an unbreak position at Chelsea, in my opinion. I think Ruben showed what he could do. Some nice link-up play with Hazard on top of that. But Hazard really took things to some crazy level. And it's going to be a very exciting, fun season. 3-0 against Huddersfield Town. And next, another great test against Arsenal. But I thought that we were very good against them in pre-season. And we should have won that game. It shouldn't have gone down to penalties. So I think the players will be very confident. And they'll be really excited about facing Arsenal as well. Potentially, we could be seeing guys like Kovacic making some type of appearance as well. You guys, it's a fantastic start to a new season. I hope you guys share my same enthusiasm and excitement. Make sure you comment in the comment section below. I want to hear your thoughts and opinions on this game. You guys, I'm going to be going. I'm Nini FC. This is Blue Line CV. Signing out.